So the morning kicks off with what we call the super detailing. This is the dressing of the boards. So the boards, they look great as they were, but we like to dress them with a couple of little concoctions. First up, we do the roads, okay? And to try and blend the roads, we use a sand blend. Now the sand blend is exactly the same blend as we used along the edges of the roads and along the middles of the roads. It was actually PVA'd in place. And all it is kiln dried sand blasted with brown spray to try and darken it and redden it a little bit. Also in there are some dregs of bits of static grass, little bits of flock, some little bits of the hedgerow, any bits that fall off the mats, because that's all just debris that goes into it. And what we do is we just sprinkle it finely over the top of the roads, and it kind of just blends everything in, and we bring it back into any of the kind of dwelling areas, just to give it a good blend. Next, we go with Rubble mix. Now I'm going to give you the recipe for Rubble mix, okay? So Rubble mix is another thing that we have a whole bunch of broken up buildings. So this is a rural Rubble mix. We have a city Rubble mix that we're going to be talking about in a future hobby lab very soon. But this rural Rubble mix is very, very simple. It's premium aquarium gravel. We bought a lot of it, probably a lot more than we needed, to be honest. But what we did was at the start of the project, before we painted any of the buildings, we went and we decided on what was going to be the core of our Rubble mix. Once we got the core Rubble mix, we picked out some of the stones and colour matched them to particular paints. And that then gave us the colour scheme for the buildings, so that we could kind of colour match the Rubble mix to the buildings and to the walls. The Rubble mix is then mixed with broken up coffee stirrers, which I will give to the Italian. There you go, Italian, you will know what that is. So, the coffee stirrers are, you just break them up with your hands, and you get lots of nice little irregular planks. So break off the round edges and then break them up and scatter them. Don't put them into your Rubble mix, keep them all separate. Once you've got them separate, time to whip out your model mates. If you blast them with a combination of sand brown and mud brown and shaking them the whole time while you're blasting them, you get that kind of uneven, weathered kind of plank type look. It'll take a fair bit of time and it takes a fair bit of spray, but the effect is very good. When you're finished, leave them all kind of spread out, but not completely spread out. So spread them out in a group. And then dusting, a very light dusting, because this is the strongest pigment in the entire range of model mates. This stuff is all basically dyes, so it just sucks right into the wood and dries almost instantaneously. But this one here is really, really heavy on the pigment. So with the Soot Black from a great height, give it a couple of blasts from a couple of different angles, that's it. When you shake it up, you then have some bits of the plank that have little burnt edges. Then you just want to mix it all up into a big Rubble mix box, which Justin, stop being a twat. Come in here and get me the Rubble mix box. Standing there being a human mirror. So that then becomes your Rubble mix. You got that? Right. We're nearly done. I think it's time to get on with the boot camp.